We're live from the EruditeDM studios, wherever they're located. And it is Monday night. Welcome, everybody, joining us on Monday night. Let's see. Tonight we are playing the first, we just played Lamentations of the Flame Princess. Thank you, Matt, for running that. We ran that for a couple of weeks because some of us had no experience with it. And now we're trying another game. We're moving on to Hyperborea 3E. Dun, dun, dun. Dan the man has it there. And Dan has played more Hyperborea than any of us, I believe. I haven't played it before at all. How about you guys?
Matt, it'll be my first time.
So I've watched a lot of it.
So like Jimmy Swaggart from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Vance likes to sit back and watch.
Oh dear.
Really old joke from the 80s. And you probably don't know what I'm talking about.
There is a chair for that in the inn in town, so.
Chair for that in the inn in town?
Yeah, a chair where you can sit back and watch.
Jeff, have you played this before or not? This is your
nope.
First? All right, so we're breaking new ground here. Let's see. Wow, some people are jumping out there. There's Michael from Chthonic Musings. Hey, Michael, good to see you. And Dreg 341. I don't know who chose this. Oh, I chose it for the chat window. This graphic is horrible. This blue thing. I may have to change that halfway through. It's making me nauseous. Oh, Dreg is telling, I think, May 4th jokes here.
Use the Force, Luke.
Oh, yes, obligatory May the 4th be with you.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'm going to turn it over to Dan, and he can do this however he wants and tell us what we need to do since we're all newbies here.
All right. Well, just so everybody's aware, Hyperborea is an OSR game by Jeff Talanian, and it's very heavily based on AD&D 1E. So descending AC, D20 based for rolling to attack and that sort of thing. It has some interesting refinements to the character sheet. There's like feats of strength and extraordinary feats of strength, and they're based on your strength score and that sort of thing. So there's some D6 checks, there's some D20 roll under checks, there's some percentile checks. But if you've played pretty much any version of D&D, you can catch on pretty quick. So we are going to be playing the Anthropophagi of Xambaala, which is an adventure by Jeff Talanian. And I'm sorry, no, this is by Corey Walden. My bad, but it's great. So, do we want to go ahead and introduce you guys' characters real quick? Mike, you want to start?
Yeah, I'm Bosamund, and I am a Moorish cataphract. So I'm a fighter type, a expert on horseback with a lance, which I think I did in the last game, and it didn't help us at all since there were no horses and no lances. But just think of me as an armored fighter.
All right. What about you, Vance?
I will be Nusgreen, a Chimerian purloiner, so a thief on a holy mission of gathering things.
Nice. All right.
Acquisitions.
All right. Matt, what do you got?
I am Ragan Apoar, a warlock from. I didn't pick a place where I'm from.
That's fine.
But I'm from somewhere far away and weird. So,
excellent.
Brooklyn.
Yes. But
Brooklandia.
Paul Turner.
I'm armored with battle axe, crossbow, and my handy shocking grasp spell. So I'm looking forward to this.
All right. And then Jeff, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
You smoking?
No.
Oh.
No, that's a live camera. I was moving it. Couldn't you tell?
No, I don't pay attention to you.
Yeah, I know. Nobody does. I am playing... let me see if I can pronounce this damn name.
Yeah, thanks for that, by the way.
We're gonna have to have an intervention with Jeff. He's got all week to get this ready, and 5 minutes before it rolls in hot with, hey, what's a name? What can I call my guy?
I rolled it up for him.
Yeah, you rolled him up.
I know the
You're
opinion.
only enabling him, Dan.
Jeez. Hey, I spent 12 hours working on my intro video yesterday.
Well,
let's see. Dulug Dash, whatever, the cold.
Darlig the Cold, a cryomancer. So Cam will be joining us next week. He had a conflict today. So when you guys get into town, his character will immediately stumble off to the nearest tavern or a Lotus Den. So just so everybody's aware, Hyperborea is completely human-centric. So when you pick a race, you're picking like Viking or Celt or Roman or Greek. It is a flat world that is a remnant of old Earth, and it's a pretty great system. And there's like 26 different classes, and they're pretty awesome. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. So you guys have all headed by ship to the desert city of Xambaala, having heard that there are um, rumors of wealth to be found and problems to be solved. There are whispers that this town has um, a problem with abductions, and several people have gone missing. It's a city of about 2,000 residents, about half of which are slaves. So you all arrive at the docks on town, and let me just go ahead and share this real quick. Mike, if you could fire that up real quick. As you get to the docks and you step off your boat, Cam's character just wanders off into the nearest tavern or Lotus Den. And posted all over the docks, you see this note. So it says, "Visitors to the desert port of Xambaala, beware. When the city slumbers, demonical cachinations crackle from its outskirts, and dull totemic drumbeats rumble in the surrounding waste. Vile shrieks and noises out of nightmares bring shudders to the spines of even those who fancy themselves heroes. When the eventide bell tolls, residents lock themselves behind stout walls, for something sinister moves during the dead time. But the people of Xambaala speak not of the hellish noises that haunt their city. Only furtive whispers hint that those who trust in the safety of Aramis Dathok's inn oft disappear, vanishing into the unknown, and the sounds without the city grow louder." So, you find yourselves at the docks. They're fairly busy. You've arrived early morning, a little bit before lunchtime, and there's a number of like unattended street urchin children wandering around. There's a number of guards. One thing to note: this is a particularly cold desert. So Hyperborea is the far beyond the North Pole. So it's very chilly, very cold, but it's also a very sandy and dusty place. What would you like to do?
I want to walk up to the first person we see who doesn't look like a sailor from a foreign port and ask
Okay.
them, "Friend, where is the temple to the great Yig, the great serpent in this city?"
There is none. We revere Helios here and Helios only. But
I bow deeply. Thank you for your hospitality, and I walk away. I'm done role playing for tonight. I'm done role playing. I'm ready to kill something.
All right. Well,
it didn't work out.
Go there.
So much for 4D.
You are level 1, so most of them have, I think, single-digit hit points. Jeff, what do you want to do? Where's your cryomancer? Darlig Doc. Thanks for that name, by the way.
I used a generator, man.
Oh, appreciate you. Could have hit refresh a couple more times.
Well, it was picked too. So I'm a picked, whatever the hell that is. It's some sort of Celtic thing. Any rate, so I kind of get up and I stretch and I'm like, how chilly is it?
It's pretty cold. I mean, like it's before midday. Probably midday gets to about 40.
Okay.
45.
Yeah, could be a little cooler.
Mm-hmm.
But
wait till you get to the nighttime.
Oh, hey, I can't wait.
Mm-hmm.
I like cold.
So
I just look around and be like, okay, whatever.
So there are a couple kids running around playing some sort of game. They're kicking some sort of strange object back and forth between each other. It's hard to really kind of tell what it is, but it's something small and kind of brown or dark colored.
Kick the turd.
They playing hacky sack.
They are playing something with some object that's moving too fast for you to see.
Remind me what was the reason we came to the city?
Well, so some of you might be interested in resolving some of the evil that is apparently afoot in the desert, but others of you, there are rumors of many treasures from ages long past to be sought.
Yeah. Maybe some ancient sorcery.
Okay. I'll approach the kids.
Okay.
And and I'll ask one of them if they know of anybody in this city that can provide information about the desert beyond.
One of them will look over to you. He looks up and says, "Oh, yeah." And as he pauses and looks at you, they stop kicking the object around, and you look down. You're a necromancer warlock. They're kicking around a mummified rat.
Oh,
So they're using that as a plaything, and these are very like unwashed, unkempt, like street urchin children.
Yes.
So it's a hacky rat?
Hacky rat,
Accurate. Yes, there we go.
hacky rat. But they look at you writing that down because that's good, and I'm going to remember it. So they look at you.
You're welcome.
It depends. There's a lot of people in town that could help you. There's a Ramus. He runs things. He runs the caravanserai on the southeast corner of town. There's a bunch of adventuring folk like you at the Saturn's Luck Tavern, and there's also, and he kind of trails off, and one of his buddies kicks him. He says, "Well, there might be a few more," but he like reaches a hand out.
I'm going to inform the child that I do not have the copper that his information is worth, but I do have a gold piece, and I will pull out this gold piece.
His eyes get big as dinner plates.
And I say, so how about you stop kicking this rat around, and you actually act as my guide through this city, and you will take me to these places.
Well, certainly. Can my friends come too?
How many friends is he referring to?
Just the two that are with him.
So all three?
Yeah.
Gold piece for all three?
Yeah, that's more money than they've seen ever in their entire lives.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I like, you'll get this when the task is completed and I'm through with you.
Okay.
But one more thing, you only work for me.
Oh, okay. We only work for you. No one else. Just you. What's your name, Mr. Scary Man with the gold piece?
I will tell him that they can simply refer to me as well, I'll tell him my name. I'll say Ragon. You can call me Ragon.
I wish all the sailors and travelers that came into town were as nice as you, Ragon. But yeah, we can take you around town. We'd be happy to. So, as you guys are kind of walking away from the docks, the first kid, as you're walking down the docks, he walks past the guard that Bozeman spoke to, and without even like the most deft and quickest motion that you've like seen on a child, he just reaches up and snags something out of a tube on that guard's belt completely unnoticed, and he unfurls this map of the city. And you can see it before you here. And he starts pointing out places. He says, well, here we are on the docks on the western side of town. And then he circles number 2. This is Saturn's Luck. That's a lot of your adventurers folk hang out there. And it's got sleeping quarters, so you can take cover when the eventide bell rings. And then he's looking around. He kind of like starts to look up at number 3, and then one of his buddies kind of like elbows him a little bit, and he stops, and then he goes on. He says, and we got the arena. If you want to be fighters in the arena, you guys look pretty strong. And we've got the blood tower next to that where all the gladiators stay. There's the bazaar in the center of town where you can buy things in the market. There's the astrologer's tower. That's where all the smart hoity-toity people live. And then we've got the satrap's mansion and the barracks for the town guard. We've got the Temple of Helios. That's where the big bell is, the eventide bell. And then we've got Aramis's caravanserai. But I wouldn't stay the night there.
I'll point to number 3 and ask, what is this?
He kind of looks down and just kind of kicks the ground, and then he like looks back and kind of sees the glint of the gold piece, and he says, well, that's the Grotto of Rel. That's we're trying to get, when we get older, we want to get jobs there.
I'll take note of that. Being a disciple of said Rel.
Yeah. So Nusgrain, you would immediately know that's Disciples of Rel, Thieves Guild. So, but the kid, after a little bit, his buddy's like he's like, think of how much food we could get for a gold coin. We wouldn't be hungry for like a month. And then he says, the guild is there. Rejoiden, he's the leader, but they can be a bit wary of newcomers, but they are good people. I promise. They take care of us and some of my other friends.
Okay. I'm gonna turn to the group. Where would you like to go first?
So you've got the Saturn's Luck Tavern, you've got the arena, you've got the market.
Oh yeah, there's the market.
What time of day is it? I look up.
You guys you're walking around for a little bit with these kids, and they're actually taking you around town, pointing you to these places. It's about lunchtime.
Okay. So
about midday.
Maybe get to the market and grab something to eat or drink, and then try to find out where we're going to bed down tonight.
I guess we should go to the Saturn's Luck then.
All right.
I'm going to ask the one kid who picked the pocket. I'm going to ask him for his name.
He says that his name is Darrell.
Daryl.
Yes.
Does he have another brother named Daryl? Sorry.
He has.
Where's Larry?
His two friends are Larry and Daryl.
Larry and Daryl. Sorry.
No, you're fine. That's why
I broke my own immersion. I'm sorry.
All right. I'm going to tell Darrell that he seems to have some very useful skills, and like maybe if he's up for it, I may be able to employ him for more work.
He's very excited to hear that, and he graciously thanks you, and he's just kind of like looking at you like, if I fulfilled my end of the bargain.
Not yet.
Oh, okay. What else you need?
You're going to take us to this place, the Saturn's Luck.
Okay.
Basically, I'm hiring him for the day. Like,
all right.
You're not going anywhere, buddy. You work for me for the day, and then you and your friends are going to get a gold piece.
All right.
I am going to ask him about what happens at night.
Yeah. Oh, well, when the Eventide bell rings at 8 p.m. sharp, it's best you get yourself indoors. It's a nightly uprising. You see, the streets they get filled with those of ill, murderous intent, and any poor bastard found out on the street is their life's as good as gone. So it's a problem that we have here, and the guard doesn't seem too interested in doing anything about it. They hunker down in the barracks or within their stone walls and let what may be. And lost some friends, lost my parents to that. They got caught out one night being at the market too late, and it's truly horrible. The beasts that come into town, they eat every piece of meat that they can find. He kind of looks down at his feet and kicks the ground. He's still kicking the mummified rat along.
Dan, what's the name of this inn boy's taking us to? The Silver
Saturn's Luck.
Saturn's Luck. I lean over to Ragan in his ear, and where he can hear me closely, where the boys can't. I say, it concerns me that we're following a child cut purse to what could be a trap at this Silver.
Saturn's Luck.
Damn it! Where am I getting Silver? Saturn's Luck. Sorry. Maybe a temple or some other shelter that's a little safer might be a better call for us if we could find it.
Well, I'm here for treasure, to plunder the depths of the desert, and we need information. Saturn's Luck seems like the appropriate place to start, other than the astrologer's tower. I truly care not about the fancies of religious folk.
Oh, me neither, but many of them might offer shelter to strangers in the city traveling through who aren't vagabonds, and clearly the four of us are not. except for maybe Nuts Grain. Maybe he's a little edgy.
Yeah, well, I mean, I go and might, make an offering at my own temple and, see if, what rumors or inspirations have been, abound there.
Well, at the very least, we'll keep our eyes open, realizing that the boy might be taking us into a trap.
Okay. So it doesn't take long. It takes about 15, 20 minutes of walking. You guys get to the Saturn's. Inside, it's a 2-story building made of plastered brick. There's a very large wooden door, like swings openly repeatedly as people are coming in and out of the tavern for you. There's an exterior stair leading up to an upstairs apartment behind an iron fence that is locked and gated off. And there's decent enough weather. It's about 40 degrees, not too cold. There's actually a few tables outside where there's some commoners and some adventurers and different folk enjoying a meal. So, but at one point the door swings open and you see a woman inside, and she says, come on in, new folk in town. Come have some stew, have some food.
I'll motion the boys to follow me, and I'll ask the woman to, what do they have to feed my friends and my I'll just look at the kids and be like, my employees.
She just kind of smiles. She says, "Well, I've got hot pan bread with butter, and I've got special today. We've got roast goat out back. So be a silver piece for the hot pan bread with the butter, and 2 silver pieces if you want a shank of goat leg with that. It's very fine, very tasty. Best in all of Xambaala."
All right, so all right, I'll get the kids. They'll get the hot pan bread.
Okay.
And then I'll get myself some goat.
There you go. She brings it up. The kids are very thankful. And you notice that one of them is kind of like looking around the tavern, going table to table. There's like some gambling taking place at some of the tables, but it just seems like a, fairly, it's like a sailor's hangout type of tavern. There's a lot of travelers that are, in the port and that sort of thing, and as well as some locals. But she brings out the roasted goat shank, and you have some. It's delicious. It's well seasoned, well spiced, tender, juicy, delicious, been roasting for a while. And she comes up to you and says, "Well, what brings you into town? Name's Zarskia."
Before I engage in any conversation with her, I am going to tell the kids they are to be on their best behavior here. Any such shenanigans, they'll forfeit the gold piece.
As you turn around and say that, the one that was kind of wandering off towards the other table, you see him take something out of his pocket and put it back in someone else's. And then he just kind of comes over and starts eating his hot pan bread.
Okay. What was her name? I'm sorry.
Zarskia, Zarskia.
Well, I guessed it right. Well, actually, yeah. Then, since you're not going to let the kids, lift any coin from these gamblers, I'll go over and.
I ain't a kid.
Yeah, well, you don't work for me, so I don't care what you do.
Right? Yeah. So, I'm going to go over and hit one of the tables. I've got my dice with me and whatever other implements of destruction, and we'll go and buy into a game.
Okay. Gonna go ahead and buy it. They're just playing a pretty simple dice game. They are. Essentially, we're just gonna, if you want to play, you can make a wager. We'll roll 3d6. Highest wins.
Okay.
All right. What are you wagering? How much?
I've got some coin. I'll just start simple, just a couple silver pieces, enough for dinner.
All right. And I got a 12.
I got 10.
Oh, I got an 11. I can count. All right, so you lose a couple silver, and there's a drunk guy at the table, and he's like, come into town and immediately start losing money. I like your kind. You want to go again?
Oh, of course, and I'll make sure I'm, in a place where I, will eventually be able to bump into him and get whatever coin back that I've lost.
All right. In that case, go ahead and roll 46 and drop the lowest one against my previous one.
Okay, do I have 4? Yeah.
10.
I get 15 on that one.
Ooh, okay. So you get your bet back, and then you actually pocket double. And he goes, you're taking my money, huh? How about one last one? Double or nothing. What do you say?
Oh, certainly. Yeah. I feel the winds have changed from the,
All right. Well, here we go. Ooh, 13.
Am I rolling 40 still with the drop?
Yeah. Are you still trying to cheat?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I got a 17.
Oh, okay. He goes to reach into his pockets, and he goes, "Oh man, I must have been drinking a lot. Oh hell. Oh." And he just throws down this the remainders of his pouch. It's got 3 gold coins in it.
That's
and he just kind of stumbles out and says, I gotta get home before even tired anyway. And he just like waddles his drunk ass out the building.
Pat him on the back and send him on his way. Once I've gotten them cleared out, I'm gonna continue some kind of quiet playing and stuff, but see if anybody is in mumbling
Chatting,
about
perhaps?
things in the things out in the desert that need to be liberated.
Okay. Go ahead. Actually, all of you can at this point because you've been in here for a little bit. Go ahead and roll me a d12. Let's see what you guys overhear in the tavern.
Got a 2.
11.
3.
Jeff, what'd you get? Jeff? You're muted.
7.
All right, Jeff got a 7. Thank you. All right, so the 2. You hear a sorcerer of fell power and unimaginable wealth is said to live in a tower of alien geometry somewhere north. Some claim he was immortal and was responsible for the Green Death. The Green Death was an event about a millennia ago in the Hyperborean calendar in which a green comet went across the sky and it rained down this green dust that killed 90% of the population on Hyperborea. So
Fascinating.
everything that happened before that is basically long forgotten history, and there's no record of it anymore. With the 3, you hear someone mention that one of the priests at the Temple of Helios is a murderer. With the 7, you hear that there's going to be putting a saber-toothed tiger in the arena soon as a combatant, and that there's a solid reward for any man who bests it. And with an 11, the satrap's beautiful wife is not faithful to her husband. She looks for a partner to seize power and the satrap's wealth with her. So the satrap is the ruler of Xambaala. Jeff, what is Darlagdak doing?
He's just kind of observing and listening with interest.
Okay.
Fascinated by this this tower. I could use that.
Okay.
So can I.
There's money and wealth.
Silly warlocks.
So you do hear another as you're kind
I
of...
pat my battle axe and I go, I have something for when I run out of spells.
You do hear another general just kind of muttering about rumors of beastmen that ravage travelers outside of Xambaala in the deserts. So, yeah, some beastmen. So a little bit of time passes. You guys hear some rumors. Nusgrain has, purloined a few more coins here and there from some unsuspecting commoners. You all eat your meals, have a good time. The proprietor, Zarskia, looks to you all and says, "Well, you're new in town. I'm sure you've heard about the Eventide Bell. You all have arrangements for where you're sleeping?"
We do not.
Well, we've got a common room if you're interested. It's just a silver a night ahead, but limited number of beds, so they tend to sell out pretty quickly. And I don't normally take reservations, but you all seem capable and might be nice to have around in case a ruckus breaks out.
How much is a room?
Well, if you would listen, Mr. Frozen Ears, I said it was a silver per head per night.
No. You said for the common room.
Yes, the common room.
What about other rooms?
The only other room is my room, and you're not staying there.
Yeah, so keep your
Dan is playing an accurate medieval version of what we would have experienced, not a hotel like we're all used to today in our fantasy games and think we have individual rooms and privacy and shit. Anyway.
Yeah, you keep your unwashed sailor asses in the common room.
Editor's note. Very well done, Dan. I'm surprised we're not sleeping in the stables.
Yeah.
Those are an option, but they're not walled.
Yeah. And the horses are picky.
Well, we just got here, and truth be told, I'm running low on coin. So I'm fine with sleeping in the common room. But I understand a few of you wanted to go talk to the, was it the Temple Helios or whatever?
Yep.
I'm sorry, the Temple of Rel.
Yeah. Well, I've just gained some coin, and it's only appropriate to go and tithe.
Yes, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Just do me a favor. Always walk in front of me. I'll toss the silver to the woman and tell her that I'll stay in the common room.
Okay. Yeah. She takes your name down. She has a little piece of papyrus, and she takes out a quill and writes down, and it says, "This bedroll property of," and she asks for your name.
I'll say Ragan.
All right, she writes Ragan on there, and she walks over to the common room, and there's about 12 different cots along the walls. They look fairly clean. They're on beds of hay. The hay has been changed within the last week or so it's not even that filthy. And she just kind of tacks it on the wall above one of the boards and says, "The rest of you?"
Oh yeah. Throw a
of course.
Yeah. She does the same. She goes and reserves beds for all of you and says, "Well, good. There's 2 left. Should sell out for the day. It'll be good. Make some coin." And she says, "Anywhere else you're off to? I'm glad you're staying here, because there's a nicer place in town. You can stay at the Caravanserai, but sometimes people just never come back from there."
Yeah.
What is this place called?
Aramis Dethox Caravanserai. So Caravanserai is a walled building or compound. There'll be stables in there. This one also has a public house and a tavern, but it's definitely more well-to-do than Saturn's Luck. There's individual rooms. It's a gold piece a night to stay there.
Yeah, we're not really mercantile, trade.
Speak for yourself.
I did hear that Aramis is looking for caravan guards that wander the desert and search for ruins and treasure. If you're looking for work while you're here, there's also the arena. Do you mind if I ask what brings you to town?
Yes.
I like him now.
I'll ask Starsky and Hutch. Has her place ever been attacked at night? Has she ever had problems with the creatures that attack at night trying to get in?
No, they tend to. They look for easy prey. They'll They are intelligent. They'll push on a door to see if it's unlocked, but if it's locked, they'll just move on. And I mean, we're in the right on the edge of the poorer section of town, so some of these poor fools don't have proper doors. They just kind of barricade with what they have, and you can hear the screams. So don't let it unsettle you.
Why would it unsettle me?
Well, it should if you were a goodly man. Now I'm slightly concerned.
Hence my question: if Saturn's luck is secure.
Yeah, you can look. There's on the back of the door, like it swings inward, and on the back of it, now that you're inside, you can see there's like big, like double wrought iron hooks for like a timber to be put across to seal it. So, but it is there. She says, "Well, you've got a few hours before the bell tolls, about 6 or so. It's about 2 p.m. by now.
All right.
Anything I can direct you to? Anything you're interested in?"
Temple of Helios.
Oh, it's just about 300 feet down the street. Head towards the bazaar. It's right on the south end of the bazaar. You can't miss it. Tallest building in town. Giant statue of Helios.
Excellent.
And that's going to cost me a silver, right?
That's going to cost you a silver.
All right. But there's 10 silvers to a gold. And I like the little thing at the bottom there.
Nusgrain, did you want to go to the temple and check out the temple?
I'm going to go to my own temple, but thank you for your invitation.
All right. So you guys want to head out?
Yeah, is our temple to the Raven?
The only one she really mentions is the Temple of Helios. It's the main god worshipped here in Xambaala. There might be some smaller places that are kind of, maybe shrines, but not like big temples. So it's Helios or the Temple of Realm.
How about any places in town for a well-meaning mage to visit?
Yes, there's definitely a well-meaning mage establishment. It's the Astrologer's Tower. That's where all the erudite folk go, the learned folk, those that are consider themselves above us commoners. But she points it on the map to you. Astrologers, mathematicians, poets, scholars, those types of folk. They're all there.
Pointy-headed ones.
Yeah, but a bunch of sages. They gather on the roof at night to look down at the devastation wrought by the invaders on a nightly basis, and also to look towards the stars and study the sky. They care not for the plight of
the little ones.
Yeah, they don't care. So, but do you guys want to head out and check out the Temple of Helios and the Grotto of Rel?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right.
I will follow along.
Who's going to go where?
I'll go with Bozeman to the temple.
Okay.
And you said it was near a bazaar?
Yeah, it's right near the bazaar.
All right. While we're going, I'm going to tell the kids, specifically Darrell, that what I'm planning on doing, I could use someone of their skills. And I'd like to test their skills.
He's intrigued. He kind of gets a wry little grin. He's like, "Oh, I like tests."
It's just getting creepy.
I need you to make your way through the bazaar and see if you can and find me a I'm not looking for coin. I'm looking for objects. Something shiny. Make sure no one knows that you took it.
Something shiny. Okay.
Jewelry.
Big, small, medium.
Just something that looks valuable and that no one knows that you took it.
Okay.
I'll be at the temple.
I can take my friends with, right?
Yep.
All right. He looks to them and kind of nods, and they scamper off. So we'll do just the Temple of Helios real quick. I just did a quick share there, Mike, for you.
Gotcha.
So the Temple of Helios is the tallest building in town. There is a massive bronze idol of the god Helios atop it, and there's stairs that lead up, bronze stairs that lead up into the temple itself. So that's what it looks like as you approach. The doors are open. There's 3 tiers of these vast stone steps that each kind of have a landing on top as you get up there. But you get in, the doors are open, and you enter, and there's a few priests kind of milling about, and one of them comes up to you and says, visitors, have you come to pay reverence to the great god Helios this day?
Sure.
Yes, we've come to reverently, quietly say a prayer.
Oh, okay.
Respect in our visit to the city.
Followers of Helios, are we?
We are not. I'm from another land and other gods.
A pity. Well, you can pay your respects. The doors do close just before eventide, and
We'll be long gone.
visitors, yes, thank you. Visitors are not allowed within the temple walls overnight. It's just for acolytes and members of the priesthood. So you kind of go in, you're looking at the temple, and you're walking around inside. Everything's made of bronze. All the seating, all the tables, and at the altar in the center, you actually see what appears to be a high priest. He's in like finer garb, and he's holding this curvy bladed Chris sacrificial dagger, and he's standing at this altar, and he's like uttering a prayer to Helios, and then as you're walking in, you see him plunge this dagger down into an ox, and it just spills the ox's blood all over the temple floor, and then they start cheering and praising Helios, and then another acolyte walks around and with an offering and starts accepting donations from those in attendance. And he looks at you, the newcomers, and says, newcomers come to tithe to Helios, have we? Good. For the Lord of Sun is... No? Then why are you here?
A respectful visit from strangers, foreigners from across the sea. That's all.
And yet you do not...
I explained that my friend Bozeman is a devout worshiper. I am waiting for some friends.
Oh, a devout worshiper of Helios. And this high priest...
fade into the background.
We just kind of push him up there.
Again, we kindly bow, and not the reception we were looking for. So we kindly bow and walk out and take the boys with us.
No. But you have not paid your offering. You witnessed the glorious sacrifice to Helios. Come. Give your offering to the litter. And like one of the acolytes comes up with like a woven basket.
I hand him a silver piece, and again, politely, give him Saladin and walk out.
He
Saladin.
Still holding the basket.
Not Saladin. No, nobody said anything about Saladin. Let's leave that one alone.
But yeah, the high priest, he's a tall and heavy-set man, very bloated. He looks towards Darlagdak and says, one of your kind is not often seen within the walls of Lord of Helios. Surely you have something to offer. And then the acolyte comes over to you and is holding the offering basket. Nothing?
Who was this? This was to
you.
To me.
The cryomancer that walked into the sun fire god.
I prefer the cold.
Fire and ice.
So while this is going on, Ragan, you feel like a slight tug on your pant leg behind you. And Darrell, you turn around and look, and he's got this inside his shirt. He opens it up, and you can see something kind of shiny and glittering in there.
I excuse myself and I'll leave the temple. I'll leave the temple. I'm not giving them any money.
Okay. You walk out. They let you walk out. They're kind of just looking for donations and that sort of thing. But you head out, and he's pulls you around the side into like an alley, so you're not in plain view. And he says, "I got my buddies and we got some good stuff. And well, we got something for you, but you can take your pick." And you look down, and he's got like 4 things. He's got a pearl necklace, pretty nice looking. Definitely came from someone of more high stature nobility. He acquired a ring with a very well cut emerald. So, ring. I'm just writing this down. And he acquired a leather belt, but it's got a really ornate belt buckle on it, and the belt buckle is carved in the likeness of Zathaga, the frog god, which is a very commonly worshipped deity in Hyperborea. And the last thing he has, you look at it, and you're like, huh. You look at it, you look up at the giant statue, you look at it, you look up at the giant statue. It is a holy symbol of the Torch of Helios from one of the acolytes in the temple that he was just in.
I asked the 3 boys, like, so all 3 of you were able to do this?
Oh yeah, we've got a great system worked out. Darrell just kind of slinks in the shadows off to the side, and Larry and I, we kind of make a distraction, a little bit of a scene. We play with Marcus, and then he holds up the mummified rat. We can knock things over, make a distraction, and it works almost every time. Almost. We used to have a few more friends.
Excellent. This test was more about your ability to appraise and find the things that are valuable, and and you passed with flying colors. Would you like to become adventurers?
Their eyes get really big. Adventurers make lots of money, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Adventurers don't have to sleep like in corners of alleys, do they?
No.
Or in the gutter. Yeah, we can totally be adventurers. Can we have a cool adventuring party name?
Not yet.
Oh,
But I am going to need your services.
oh, sure. We can keep the other. Which one do you want? Because we wanted to keep the other 3. Maybe we can go.
The
Get
emerald ring
admittance.
looks. I think the emerald ring is more valuable. Is my guess.
That's up to you. You're a warlock. You're getting the faintest of kind of like magical emanations from both the pearl necklace and the emerald ring.
There's like magic emanating from them?
Yeah,
Oh,
they did good.
yeah, they did real good. All right. I'll take the ring.
Okay.
I'm going to tell Daryl, don't lose that necklace.
He looks at you and says, "Yeah, He looks at you and says, "I got this from the satrap's wife."
Oh. Keep that hidden.
Okay.
Definitely.
All right. Do you need anything else? Should we?
I'm
What
going
else need for us for the
to flip him the gold coin.
Okay.
And I'm going to say you're free to go for the day, but tomorrow I expect to see you bright and early at Saturn's Luck.
He gives a big sweeping bow. He's like grinning ear to ear, and then he and his 2 buddies just kind of scamper off to go cause a trouble and cause a ruckus. Boys will be boys and all that. All right, and let's cut over to Nusgrain. So, Nusgrain, you head to the north side of town at the cliff face, to where you were told the Grotto of Rel is. As you get there, pull it up real quick. So I'm looking at the right thing. All right, so at the base of a sandstone cliff right on the north side of town, there is a facade on the wall. and you're a purloiner, you're a rogue, you're a man of the craft. You immediately recognize it as like a secret door. There's a couple thieves' cant lines and runes carved all over, and it says safe haven, thieves, rel, that sort of thing. There are two guards dressed in like studded leather armor. They've got some daggers in their belt and a short sword on their side, and they've got like a headscarf on to keep the dust off. Their heads are covered; all you can really see are their eyes. And one of them just gruffly looks at you through his headscarf and says, "Brings you here, outsider."
I've come to pay tithe to the great god Rel.
A man of the craft.
I am.
Well, of course we take tithes. It's important that you let us know. Are you planning on operating in Xambaala, or are you just passing through?
If the opportunity for a little freelance occurs, I will do my best not to step on any toes.
Nods. He kind of holds a hand out for like a little tip.
Yep, and he gets a gold coin.
All right. They open the facade for you, and as you're walking in, they say, "Well, Rejoiden, I believe, is in. He's the guild leader here. But if he's not, his second, his woman, Milka, she's definitely in. So you can sign up with them and see if they have any work or jobs that they might be interested in sharing with an outsider."
Sounds good.
So they open the door, they let you in. It's a cave just carved into the sandstone cliff. The first room that you kind of pass through has like a fountain and a statue of Rel, about 20 feet wide. The statue is holding a spear out in front of it, and the tip of the spear is in the water. And when you look in the water, you can see a whole bunch of coins of copper, silver, gold, in the waters of the fountain.
Yeah, I flip one in with my thumb.
One of the overseer thieves kind of gives you a nod that you paid your tithe, and he says, "Newcomer, come on in. Rejoiden's in back. He can see you. He's not too busy at the moment."
Okay.
So
go and say hi to him.
Yeah, he takes you into the back room. It's a storage area. There's two passageways carved in the stone. One's kind of towards the northwest, and one's off to the east. And he ushers you to the northwest passage. You go down about a 15-foot hall, roughly hewn. There's a door at the end of it. And the guard, you notice, stops a good 10 feet short of the door and just bellows out, "Jordan, new blood, looking for work." And after a few moments, you hear some grumbling, and a bald, heavily tattooed thief. He's in very ornate, glorious-looking stud leather. Opens the door. He kind of walks through into the hallway, and you notice he kind of kicks a stone to hold the door open as he's there. He says, welcome. Rejoiden, head of the Grotto of Rel. What brings you to my city?"
Nusgrain. My companions and I have recently landed at your docks, and we're looking for opportunities. I know one of my colleagues is interested in, unguarded, treasure out in the desert, or maybe lightly guarded. And then I was, obviously curious and in sympathy was wondering if any of our less successful brethren fell victim to any of these nighttime raids.
He kind of gets solemn for a minute and says, "A few, for the most part. We know the men know to take cover before the eventide bell, but as you know, sometimes some of our work needs to be performed at night, so there's an inherent risk. As far as work to be done, it depends on how noble you are."
Nobility is such a fluid term.
Okay, well, there's always houses in the more affluent district to the northeast that could be burgled.
Yeah.
If you're particularly ballsy and daring, you could try the Satrap's Manor. He's sits on a veritable fountain of wealth. But there are ruins in the desert that could be plundered. The desert is crawling with beasts at night, both mundane yet strong. And you kind of like on the wall a mural of like a lion eating up, a garbed thief. Says, that can happen out there. But also the beastmen, the Anthropophagi, as they call them, the cannibals. They wander the desert, and I've heard tell that they have a camp to the southeast, and that their camp is made atop an ancient warlord's palace with untold riches beneath.
Seems like that's how it always works out, isn't it?
Yes, just ancient palaces that give rise to cannibal cults.
Yeah.
Good metal band named Ancient Palace.
Cannibal cults. Yeah.
Yeah, the desert's absolutely lousy with them, I imagine.
Yeah. But of course, any jobs you do, 10% tithe to Rel, by which I mean,
Certainly.
My men will keep tabs. They might check in from time to time.
Right. And is there any, as a newcomer to town, is there anything any area that would be considered off limits to freelancer or new someone not of the local guild?
No, we have no love for the Temple of Helios. I have reason to believe that they killed one of our men. But I don't have a way to prove it. If I did, that would be pretty fantastic. I'd pay well for that. If you could find proof that they killed one of our men, I'd offer you a cool 2,500 gold pieces.
Yeah. That would be good. Or perhaps in lieu of that, if you had something that gave me a little bit of an edge in a fight, that would be appreciated as well.
What sort of edge are you looking for?
Something that, knowing that we go into the desert sometimes, and there are those, sometimes the dead do not rest easily and need a little bit of extra convincing to put them back down.
Are you looking for a weapon then?
Perhaps.
Go see Milka. Tell her I sent you.
Okay.
She can possibly give you a loan of one of the guild's items.
That's very generous of you. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, I like my men to, represent. So,
and preferably come back with riches, I assume, as well.
Well, yes, that's important. And all right. You don't get this fine leather armor, these glorious, wonderfully crafted tattoos for free. I wouldn't let such scoundrels at the docks put their needles to my skin. No, only the best for me. But
goes without saying, and so I excused myself and asked the
for Milka. So as you turn to walk away, he kind of gives a nod. You notice that when he walks back into his room, he kicks the rock that was holding the door open out of the way, so the door just like hastily slams shut behind him. You note he made a very pointed effort to make sure that he did not touch the door.
Okay.
So they take you to a storeroom. His, as he calls her, his woman Milka is there, quartermaster of the guild.
Yeah.
And she says, fresh blood. Come to join the guild, have you?
Yeah, well, traveling through and checking in on the local chapter, yes.
Good. What can I help you with?
Your man said that he'd be willing to give me a loan of a weapon that in case I ran into some unpleasant restless dead.
Yeah, I've got something for you. All of our guild members have it. All of our grotto thieves, and she pulls out a dagger. It's a nice looking dagger. It's made of like a black obsidian. At least it looks like obsidian, but it's more, it doesn't look brittle or frail like obsidian. It looks more metallic. And it's got a green gemstone in the hilt. And she says, "When you cut them, they bleed until they bleed no more."
Okay.
So, and she kind of flips it to you and says, "If you take that, the guild's cut is 15%, not 10, of any jobs you pull off, and we'll know what you earn."
Yeah, I imagine you guys are very diligent.
We are. We have eyes everywhere.
That's fine. So, I mean, I'm a man of the cloth. Why would I? Yeah.
Yeah. So you purloiners are an interesting folk for sure. Generally, men of your word among what are generally group of scoundrels. So it's an interesting thing, but yeah. So she hands it to you, and you have you now have a +1 dagger that after you cut them, it'll do 1d4 bleed damage. So
okay, cool.
So counts as a magical weapon.
I'm going to sheath that, and then go and see if I can find the rest of the miscreants. And
yeah, as you are heading out of the Grotto of Rel, you get about 20-30 feet away. You're just getting towards the outskirts of town, and you see those 3 little street urchins come running past you with like these wide grins, and they say, as they slow down a little bit, but they're still running, and you hear them kind of excitedly chattering like, we're in, we're finally in." And they look at you and they say, "Your friend is great," and then they dart on past.
And I have no idea who they're talking about.
So the overseer guard just kind of like looks at these 3 kids running up, and they're like, "Oh, we got something. We can finally get in. You said once we got something good, we'd get in." And he just kind of, you see him shake his head and sigh heavily and open the door, and they go scurrying inside. So, but you meet back up at Saturn's Luck with, or at the Bazaar, wherever you guys want to meet up, wherever you planned on meeting up. And you are now all back together. It's about 4 p.m., maybe closer to 5. You've got about 3, maybe 4 hours before the Eventide bell tolls.
Okay.
I would like to go check out the tower.
Oh, the Astrologer's Tower?
Yes.
Okay. You walk up to the Astrologer's Tower. It's on the eastern end of the Bazaar.
Okay.
It's about 50 feet by 50 feet. It's a 5-story tower with you can see the rooftop observatory on top of it. And there's a robed man at the front of it. He's got like a brownish gray colored robe, and he's standing before you and says, "Sir, what brings you to the Astrologer's Tower? You do not look of a well-to-do sort. We don't usually let the rabble inside. Can I help you?"
Interesting.
Yes.
Tell me.
It's very interesting in here.
Do not look of the well-to-do sort. What does the well-to-do sort look like?
Oh, well. And he just kind of like resplendently looks before you and just kind of like, "Why me, of course."
But what, pray tell, kind of magics do you may have?
Oh, they're for members of the tower. We're a scholarly and mathematical sort. What magics do you seek? Are you a practitioner of the art?
I dabble.
Well, a dabbler is not a practitioner, sir. And dabblers we have no time for, so...
Interesting.
Tough crowd here.
Yeah. Well, I was hoping to enjoy watching the events this evening in the nice, cool air.
Oh, you wish to observe? Well, for the right price, you could perhaps be allowed to the observation deck.
And what would that price entail?
Well, as a tower of knowledge, of course, if you had some knowledge to share or to donate, we can allow you entry. Failing that, a mere 5 coins. Gold, of course, none of the
Mm.
peasants' copper
Oh, copper.
or silver. We want none of that either. Knowledge costs money, as you see.
Indeed. Indeed.
But have you any info to share? Anything interesting? Any great knowledge to add to our archives?
Any practitioner of the cooler arts?
I mean, I'm pretty cool.
It's a bit warm out today.
It's 40 degrees. It's a warm time of day, but
Very warm.
the frigid air of night will be on us soon.
Mm.
It's a cold desert, remember?
Yes, I'm very well aware. It's so much better in the chilly air.
So, coin or knowledge, your choice. But you can
What
spend
kind of
the evening
knowledge
observing.
would they would be fair trade for them?
I mean, if you have anything that's maybe interesting information about the outside world, outside of Xambaala, if you know anything about the desert, or if you know the locations of any interesting magical items they could go try to collect. I think just really any sort of knowledge feeling that they might respect and would be new to them might do the trick.
Right. I presume that they all have. I wouldn't be able to share any of my spells with them, right? That would.
I mean, you could describe a spell scroll for them if you want. It'd take you the rest of the day, but they'd let you in for that.
Would that be a fair trade?
Well, we're always looking for more scrolls from the archive. Of course, that's it can be a bit of a chancy endeavor scribing scrolls to one's own book. So, but if you're willing to share some of your knowledge, then I believe we could make that arrangement. If you'd like to observe for the evening here,
I think that would be a fair trade.
okay. He will usher you inside and bring you to a scribing desk on the second floor of the 5 floors of the tower, and that's gonna take you a couple hours. So we'll cut back to you when the evening comes.
Okay.
All right. What are the rest of the three you want to do?
Bosamund is going to work his way back to not the silver, the Saturn's luck.
Saturn's luck. All right.
Finally got it. Yeah, so heading back to Saturn's luck to make sure he's there before nightfall.
Okay.
And to also get a look at the environs. He's, as a sellsword, especially away from his homeland, he's looking out for defenses as night comes on and curious about this threat that's coming after dark.
Sure. So you head back to Saturn's luck. Ragan and Nusgrain, are you going to go with him?
Yeah, I'll go. I really don't have much else to do. I think
it's getting to be close to about 6:30, 7 o'clock, so there's not a whole lot of daylight left.
Right.
But as you guys walk in, you notice that as it's getting closer to the end of the day, there's a bit more of the less common rabble and more foreign adventurers.
Okay.
There's two in particular around a table. One definitely looks like a mercenary of sorts. He's got chainmail on, a small shield with an insignia of faraway land. He's got a short sword, but he's got a flail strapped across his back. It's just the spiked head of the flail is just bouncing and hitting into his chair as he moves and telling stories with another gentleman that he is with, which is more of a roguish looking character, Nusgrain, you would pick up on that right away. He's got
Sure.
some studded armor, a long sword. He's got a short bow strapped across his shoulders, and they're just kind of engaged in conversation, like mercenary henchman type folk. If you're interested in discussing with them, but it is starting to fill up as the night goes on.
Is this actually the common room, Dan, where we're sleeping?
Yeah.
They shut it down at a certain time, and
So you're in the the common room with all the tables right now. Just to the south of it is the common sleeping room, which is the room with the bedrolls, where she tacked on this bed reserved for nameplates. But as it's getting closer to 8 o'clock, Zariska looks over and says, "All right, if you don't have a bed, you can't stay. Get your asses out." And then she looks around and she starts counting. And she says, "Oh, where's Darligdak? He was with you earlier. Something happen?"
No idea.
He went off on his own to go and try to, hang out with the pointy-headed people, I think.
Oh, all right. Well, good luck to him. That's kind of morbid. All right. There's one bed open. I've got one bed, 1 silver for one bed. And then there's just, a random guy who immediately just whips a silver piece at her from across the tavern. He's like, "It's mine." And he runs back. But so she ushers the rest of them out. And after a few minutes, she closes the door, slams the tibber down in the wrought iron U-hooks. And then you just hear a dong as this loud bell rings out very clearly throughout the entire town. And everybody's just kind of, a few of them are eating and drinking, but they're finishing up their meals. And you notice that Zarskia's going and turning off all the torches and all the lights and everything. And she says, "We tend to try to keep it down just to not cause any untoward attention to the building. You'll understand. They look for easy targets, so don't make yourself an easy target. But get some rest. No ruckus in the building. I'll be upstairs. If anyone needs anything, I'll deal with it tomorrow. You're on your own. Good luck." And then she goes upstairs to her room and she closes the door, and you can very distinctly hear 12 different locks engage. So after about an hour, you guys are kind of making your bedrolls, maybe chatting with a few folks around, but people are starting to turn in for the night. And you can hear the occasional hurried steps on the streets outside. And every now and again, you'll hear a distant scream of just some poor soul who is trapped outside. And about another hour into the evening, you hear this just slam as someone gets thrown up against the building. And you just hear this man just screaming out, "No, no, 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 I have a wife." And then he just screams loudly, and you can hear the flesh be ripped from his body and the gnashing of teeth. And suddenly the screams just stop. And for about 10 minutes, you just hear more and more bodies coming over and groaning and yelling and tearing at this poor soul that just got devoured and eaten right outside the building. Jeff, cutting back to you. After scribing your scroll, you make your way up to the observation deck with several other erudite scholars and mathematicians.
I wish you'd find another term.
It's in the book.
He's reading a
Very
box.
uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable.
Here, the erudite of Xambaala, the astrologers, mathematicians, poets, scholars, and sorcerers, engage in philosophical debate whilst smoking pipes and sipping brandy or wine. Doesn't sound so bad. So they're doing all that on the roof, and they're looking down as the eventide bell tolls, and over the next several hours, you're watching some of them with scrolls, taking hurried notes. One man next to you is trying to calculate how fast these beastmen, as they call them, are running and traversing through the streets. One of them is basically, for lack of a better term, keeping a first-person shooter kill counter of how many people are getting eaten. And you're just watching, the occasion. Most people that know better are inside well before the eventide bell. And those that are caught out, it's pretty rare to see a commoner in the desert garb. It's travelers, maybe some people you saw on the docks earlier today when you came in, but there are like these hordes of like roving packs of men that and some women that look to be of like an Eskimo descent. And you've seen some Eskimo slaves in town, but they all have these spiked collars around their neck. And they have these like filed, pointed, terrifying looking teeth. And they are ripping in to whatever they can find. Men, women, kids, dogs, cats, anything that's meat, they are just devouring whole. Throughout the evening, you see at least probably 50 different ones over the course of the evening, just kind of patrolling the streets. Eventually, as the sun begins to rise, they start scattering off to the east into what's known as the Old City. It's a ring of ruins around Xambaala proper. And then, like, eventually the screams and die out, and they are all gone. So let me go ahead and share.
Interesting.
Yes,
I'm taking notes, and the whole time I'm just like, so do you ever place wagers on?
Oh, yeah, of course. I took the over tonight, and I made myself a hefty coin. They set the odds at 12.5, and by my count, 17 were slain by the beast.
Very impressive. Very impressive. Where do we have you determined what the origins of these creatures are?
They come from the Old City, but they also wander the desert as well. Aramis Dathak has put out a call for adventurers and able-bodied men to be caravan guards, as he is a master of trade in the city, very well-to-do noble. But he deals with them on a regular basis as he travels across Xambaala and brings his caravans and everything. But he's got some bad luck too. He runs an inn, of course, and then the caravans arrive. But every now and again, it seems like someone will just go in and never come back.
Fascinating.
But the guard have no care for the beastmen and the Anthropophagi, as we call them. Cannibals, obviously.
Yeah.
But it is an interesting game to watch foreigners and outsiders get devoured whole cloth.
Indeed, I was fascinated when I heard.
Were you?
Oh, yes.
We, as an acolyte of the Astrologer's Tower, you're more than welcome to spend your evenings here with us, engaging in pipe and alcohol and spectacle. And he kind of like looks down to the bloodstained street.
Yeah, sounds great. And I'm taking notes the whole time, and kind of I'm just fascinated about this whole these creatures. I'd love to study them more. And I just kind of show my glee and giddiness about these fascinating creatures.
So as there's like some coin changing hands of those that made friendly erudite wagers. There's one woman in like red robes. She's got really thick glasses. She's holding like a spell book. You can tell that she's perhaps the pyro to your cryo, if you will. And she says, yes, but did you see those disgusting rotting ones? And then she drew a sketch of, and you saw a couple of these too. It was hard to see from on high, but there were definitely, in addition to like the regular looking cannibal men slaves, there were definitely some wicked looking undead that were wandering around the city at night and also devouring the corpses that they could find.
Any, perhaps some of our necromantic brethren involved in that?
I would assume so, but I have a theory. It might be necromancy. I haven't gotten close enough to observe any. I'd be interested if you could bring me one. But it needs to be alive, but restrained, if you will.
Unalive, or whatever the case is.
Well, still moving. It's important for the studies. But if you could bring me one, I'd be most interested in observing it. I believe many in the tower here would, but there's some say necromancy. You could see the organs just kind of spill behind them as they walk. Their eyeballs are falling out.
The entrails
Yeah.
following them. Yes,
But
it's
it's
fascinating.
a question of debate, though. Is it necromancy, or is it a degeneration or a disease of these foul anthropophagi as they consume more and more human flesh?
Well, I am
Definitely worth study.
I'm going to make it a mission to try and seek that out.
Oh, well, if you can bring me one, I'll pay you 250 gold pieces.
Right. I think we shall try. I have some companions. They are staying in one of the whatever, and
The caravanserai?
I think that may be it. Yes.
Oh, well, I hope they all made it through the night. I have a friend there that stayed the night and never came back.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, friend, rival would be a better word. Not. He's not missed.
Yeah. I can see that.
So,
well, fascinating. Well, it was a lovely evening. I'm so.
Yes.
Thank you so much, and I will certainly do what I can to help the cause.
Excellent. More knowledge is always important. We've taken to calling the rotting ones Gloomwalkers. It's a cheerful name.
I think so.
Yes. Quite. And then she kind of gets back to whatever the hell she was doing.
Okay.
All right. Do you want to go meet up with your compatriots?
Yes.
All right. So you go back to Saturn's Luck. There, as you're walking down the streets, Jeff, there's just like blood stains and bones and like, you see like an arm that's had most of the flesh and meat torn off it. And you can see like the gnawing on the bone of the arms and everything. And it's all fresh. It wasn't there the night before.
Right.
But
I'm making observations, still taking kind of notes,
Yeah.
and maybe some detailed sketches and of some of like the teeth marks and
it definitely looks like human teeth that have been filed. And I mean, you did see the slaves and the slave collars, and you see plenty of slaves around the city as you're walking around. So there's, like I said, the population is about 2,000. About 1,000 of that is slaves. So there's a lot. You can see them in the market. You can see them in the bazaar. You don't really see them on like the western side of town where your friends are staying in Saturn's Luck. They're more on the eastern side by the arena and the satrap's mansion and the caravanserai.
very poor areas.
You've got the west side, which is like the docks and the poors, and then you've got the east side, which is the well-to-do folk, the nobles, with their mansions, as opposed to the poor bastards on this side of town with their thatched huts. So, but you get back to the Saturn's Luck, and what do you guys do?
Well,
So I
we have
come
to
back-
decide what we want to do to earn coin. We got a lot of leads.
You're welcome.
We must find out more about these fascinating creatures. And I've just got this, this grin. It was such a delight. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I? This was exciting.
Well, I like the idea of checking out that tower to the north.
Okay.
Sorry, which tower was that again?
It's the sorcerer of fell power may have been responsible for the Green Death.
Okay, that was the first one I think you read. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
that's
I'm sorry.
nice.
I misspoke. It's along the ridge to the south. I got my wires crossed on my room table. It's along the ridge to the south is where that room is. Sorry.
I'm interested, Dan, in that other fighter in the robe who are also staying in the common room. I assume they were in the common room. They were there earlier.
They were, and you did hear some, like, while you slept, and probably Nusgrain in particular. You would basically sleep with one eye open.
Sure.
You noticed that the rogue-looking guy slipped out in the middle of the night.
Okay.
He lifted up the timber. He slipped out of the building, and then he came back about 3 hours later.
Oh.
So,
I would have noticed that too, because I've been sleeping like that 13th Warrior scene where they're all there in the beginning.
oh, absolutely, yeah.
They know they're coming in. I'm waiting for you to ambush us any second. So, yeah.
But
the fighter stayed. The armored. bigger man.
yeah, stayed and snored incredibly loudly all night long. It was very hard to catch a wink of sleep. He was sawing logs.
Yeah, very good.
But yeah, what do you wish to pursue?
So, just real quick, you said something about making a mistake. Are you saying the tower is to the south?
To the south, yes. It's along the ridge to the south. Sorry,
Okay.
When I traced the table, my fat finger went awry. But yes, it's to the south. I apologize.
No worries. Just want to make sure I heard you.
Your companion, Darlagdoc, comes back and he shares tale of quote-unquote beastmen who are, in fact, not beasts, but look to be, at one time, slaves of Xambaala.
From your rooftop wine and cheese party, observing
Yes. And a pipeweed. Don't forget the pipeweed. And spirits.
You wizards are all the same.
Yes. If only you had knowledge to share.
How good a wizard are you? How good a mage are you? Darlagdoc. Darlagdoc? Darlagdoc. Darlagdoc? Diggity dog?
Oh.
Just summarize your spell list so we know what we're talking about. I've got a big sword. I mean, you can guess what I can do. I can swing it around. I'm a little concerned that maybe if we leave the city or we take work and we go out of the city, that we don't have enough swords. Ragan, you can fight, right?
Yeah.
Nusgrain,
I'm not.
yeah.
I am not.
And if I'm needed.
I say, if we could capture one of these, and I explained the whole. I said, there's explain the difference between the wild ones and then I said there's some that we believe may be undead of some sorts. And
so when you hear that, the man with the flail, you hear, you notice his head kind of cocked to the side, and he slams his hand down on his table, and he stands up and says, "Undead, you say?" And he sits down right next to you, completely uninvited.
Is this the big guy who was snoring?
Yeah, the big guy that was snoring with the big flail.
I think
I have an idea. Sit down, friend. Make yourself comfortable.
I have.
Nusgrain, do you think you could purloin another few takers of ale from the kitchen while Starsky is upstairs?
Yeah, certainly. And I'm sure I've made enough coin last night to be able to get us a pillow, enough ale and probably biscuits and gravy or whatever the hell.
Oh yeah. So Zarskia does come down.
Thank you, Nusgrain. You're a gentleman.
Yeah. Nusgrain comes back with some tankards of ale, and the man in front of you with the chainmail. You notice the chainmail is black and it's adorned with white symbols on it, and he says, "Heathnock is the name, and I look for brave men to join me in the old city."
Heathnock. I witnessed them.
There are secrets that only the dead can reveal, and the dead that still talk know the most secrets of all.
Greetings, Heathnock. We're newly arrived. We don't know the geography, or at least I don't. Can you tell us how far and where the old city can be found?
Well, it's the outer ring, and I kind of trail off. And, please take it.
Yeah, you saw it from the tower, right?
Yes.
Oh, there's the old
He
city.
speaks the truth. It's the portions of old Xambaala that the desert has reclaimed, because the desert will eventually come for this whole city. Hello, Moto.
So you're looking for warriors to help you cleanse the old city?
Cleanse? Oh, no, fair adventurer. No. I am looking for secrets. If cleansing happens, then it
What kind
happens,
of
but it's not the
secrets?
goal. You're looking at him, and you would know, get a few kind of hints or ideas. You're a warlock. You're pretty familiar with these sort of things. This is what's known as like a death soldier. It's like a warrior necromancer, kind of similar to you, but maybe more. How shall I put this?
Hit pointing.
Into the juicy bits of necromancy.
Oh, okay. So he's one of the tribe.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Well, I don't typically offer to do things for free, but
You don't do anything for free.
it's true.
I don't blame you, actually.
As you the morning's starting to kick off. You see two children run in the door. Two familiar children, Darrell and Larry.
They're missing one.
Yeah, they come up to Regan and say, "Well, we made it. Most of us."
What happened to your friend?
Oh,
He tricked
don't try to break into Rajoiden's room.
Oh, okay.
Daryl will be missed.
I'm
Very good.
And
Pour one
I
out
do some
for our
sort of
homie.
symbol, whatever kind of holy symbol is of the raven.
Regan,
Well,
your
I'm gonna tell
your payroll just dropped off, Regan.
Oh, I know. Very
Well,
good.
more shares for them, right?
I mean, less hands to put coin into, right? He'll be missed, but there's other friends, and at one point there were like 8 of us, but
Yeah.
down to 2, and then Darrell and Larry just high five.
All right.
What about
I think we might be heading into the old city.
Oh, well, we haven't gone there. There's not much there to like loot, but do you want us to guide you?
Oh,
Yeah,
Sure.
and you'll get a one share of the treasure split between the two of you.
Okay. All right. We can do that. Wait a minute. If I hadn't agreed to that, could I have negotiated for more?
No.
No.
You could have tried. You wouldn't have succeeded.
I don't know that I want to share any treasure with children, especially children I don't trust.
I have a plan.
All right.
Are you winking at me?
I have a plan too.
And then Heathnock looks to you and says,
plans win plans.
"Shares of treasure is an acceptable arrangement if you'll take Heathnock with you."
Heathnock, where's your friend who slipped out during the night?
What?
The man you were talking to tonight here
He's not my friend.
in the room.
He was just a fellow adventurer who was spending the hours whiling away. I don't know him.
He slipped out after dark after those things were out there, so I hope he made it wherever he was going.
Well,
What
he's
pray
back
tell
in the
did this?
tavern
Is he here now?
now. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
he's over on the other end of the tavern. You saw him slip back in.
Oh, okay.
Did I ever catch him by any chance? Did I ever spot this guy?
Roll me a d6.
Stephen Kennedy.
One or two, yeah.
I got a 6.
Oh, well, no, you didn't see him.
Nope.
So, but he's there. You can talk to him if you want. You'll notice actually that he's kind of sitting in the corner off by himself, and he's talking to someone, but you're not sure who. Might be himself. Might be a
I
little
might
nuts.
meander over.
He says, "Oh, another." He eyes you up and down. Another of the devotees of Rel. We know our own. And he kind of gives you like the secret thieves can't handshake thing.
Right, yeah, we throw gang signs at each
Yeah,
other.
exactly.
Yeah. Yo.
West Side.
Yeah.
Nanu.
He's a fairly jovial looking guy, but you can definitely like as he's talking to you, he also occasionally talks to himself and also answers himself.
Okay.
But he says, "What are you?"
Bit touched. Okay.
A little bit, yeah. What brings you to town? What are you here for?
Opportunities,
Oh, well,
as all of us.
I'm Tartok. If you're looking for another sword arm, happy to partake in adventures for shares of coin and especially poison. My
Are you a
personal
local
favorite.
Tartok? Are you from the city?
Oh no, I'm from Port Zangarios, but
Been here a long time?
yeah, I had to leave Port Zangarios.
Complications.
From Port Zangarius, you say?
Ex-wife?
Port Zangarios, you guys would know, is basically like the Tortuga of Hyperborea. It is a town of like pirates and ne'er do wells, and
So I
trade.
ask a couple of questions that only someone from Port Zangarius would know.
Okay. Yeah, he answers them like he knows of like the different guilds there, and like he's definitely from Port Zangarios, and he definitely left for a reason that he's not sharing.
Yeah.
Okay. No, he speaks the truth.
Are you? Do you hail from? Or like, can you go
Indeed.
back?
I believe so.
Oh, well,
What high school did you go to?
put in a,
Yeah, that's kind of the type of questions I you know.
So and so. Yeah, exactly.
if you go back, put in a good word for me with Apollonius. Tell him I'm sorry.
Okay.
Tell him I'm really, 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 really sorry, and that's 4 reallys. Really, 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 really.
Really, and he's counting. Really,
Yes,
really.
he's holds up his hand and he's counting on his fingers.
Like Vance said, a bit touched.
But not 5 reallys, just 4. 4 reallys.
Okay, so not totally, really.
All right.
But really, 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 really.
So,
Tartok, have you been to the old city?
oh, why do you ask? They're asking us.
Discreetly among this small group here, drinking the stolen ale out of the cooler in the back kitchen.
Right.
We're considering
Stolen. Now,
borrowed.
I am a law-abiding sort myself.
All ale and beer is just borrowed. Let's face it.
Okay.
It all comes out eventually.
Exactly. So, so we're considering maybe a brief expedition to the old city, which could be dangerous.
Yes, I would like to capture one of those undead creatures.
Oh, you know what? Wait, who are you capturing it for?
That's none of your concern.
Yes, it is, because
I
I
want
want one
to
too,
study it.
and so does he. And he points over to Heathnok.
Yeah.
He says the dead tell secrets.
We're gonna collect the whole set.
I
Really,
heard.
Trust us.
Oh,
We're gonna get the whole set.
okay. Well, yeah, I'll join you. Join you for a share of the treasure. And he just gets this like kind of like really wide, wicked-looking grin. But if we don't all come back, and then you hear him go, "Shut up," and he just kind of trails off and gets quiet. So, can I come with?
Sure, Smeagol.
All right.
Don't touch my taters.
You guys gonna head to the old city?
Or your toes.
All right. So you all leave Saturn's Luck. You have a quick breakfast. Zarskia just kind of looks at you and looks at your already full ale mugs and just rolls her eyes.
We leave her an extra silver.
She thanks you and she says, "It's I expect it to happen over the evening, but I do appreciate you paying for it, good Sir Cataphract."
Cost of doing business.
And exactly, the cost of doing business. But Darrell and Larry lead you off to the east. You guys head through the bazaar. You notice both of the young boys are kind of like bink, 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 picking a few things here and there.
I just shake my head. Are most of the corpses have they been removed?
Yes, the nobles and the well-to-do folk of Xambaala each dawn when the eventide bell rings the all clear. They send out their slaves to clean the streets. So and you see them kind of milling around. By now, it's been about an hour and a half or so. Most of it's done, but occasionally you'll see one kind of like, dragging a body, off to.
Do they resemble? They have the spike collars
They
and
all have the spike collars on, every single one of them, and they are all Eskimos. Which I call them Eskimos. They might be Eskimos, if anyone ever
is what they're called.
Yeah, I call them Eskimos. So, cannibal Eskimo slaves. Welcome to Hyperborea. But the two boys kind of lead you through town. Oh, I forgot something. Ragan, while you were resting for the evening, you would have noted that emerald ring is a ring of protection +1. So, +1 AC, +1 on all saving throws.
Oh, it's not a finger ring.
Nope. It's a real ring.
Oh, I will happily place it. No, I'm just kidding.
Yep.
A ring of managed protection.
This is not Lamentations. Okay.
I was thinking more Chult.
Also possible. Either. So, but you head past the bazaar, past the blood tower. The blood tower is like a 3-story building. It's like a barracks for all the arena gladiators. As you're walking past the arena, you hear like the roar of a crowd. The games are already getting started in the morning. You can hear the snarling and the growling of like wild cats that you heard, possibly even a saber-toothed tiger. And you head past the caravanserai and the satrap's mansion and off into the old city. So the old city of Xambaala is a ruined and half-buried set of like ancient stone buildings. So you would have heard a couple more rumors over the course of your morning there. One of them being that several of the locals claim that the desert is going to claim them all and will one day completely claim the city of Xambaala. You think that's probably pretty true based on what you see now. Buildings that were once probably 10, 15 feet, maybe even some instances 20, 30 feet high, are buried 60, 70, 80 feet of the way towards the roof of sand. So you're kind of like walking on these like sand dunes and sand rifts, and like you'll be walking like along a roof, right, from time to time, various buildings. So
the desert's basically reclaiming the town.
Yep, the desert is reclaiming
grain by
town.
grain. Yeah,
grain by grain, indeed, exactly. As you're out here, you're kind of looking around, and Heathnock mentions to you he heard tell of an old mausoleum that he would like to go investigate. And it's in the outer Xambaala, about a mile or so, half a mile maybe, kind of to the southwest.
Okay.
He's looking at that, and then go ahead and let's see here.
March order.
Yeah, let me know what your march order is. So who's going first?
Not me.
Okay.
We'll send the Death Knight out first or whatever.
Well, that's my recommendation. Who I think Bozeman and Heathnock, then myself, and I guess our 2 roguish guys, and then of course, our wizard in the back. However, if those kids want to earn their keep, they're scouting ahead.
Okay.
And I tell them, if you see anything crazy, come and give us and warn us.
Okay. So we've got Larry and Darrell up front, then Bozeman and Heathnock, and then is it you, Matt? Ragan?
Yeah.
And then we have the rogues. So
we've got Bartok and Nutscreen, and then Dark will get in the back.
And then we've got Wizard. All right, cool. So you're walking kind of through. It's very slow going, getting through the inner city. I'm sorry, the outer city, because of just the uneven dunes and the let's see what happens, and like the random old desiccated buildings. Okay.
Anyone have any rope? If we hit some soft sand and somebody starts to sink, do we have anything we can throw them to quickly retrieve them? I don't have any rope in my gear.
I have 50 feet of rope.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So
find time to think about it, right? Sorry.
Darlick, as you are walking through, you see a number of interesting tracks. There's a number of bare feet. You can probably surmise were probably slaves because they all headed this way that you saw at the end of the evening. And there's definitely much larger feet with drag marks behind them.
Mm.
So,
I kind of quickly I use my writing stick and take some notes.
and those with the just the bare feet, they look like they kind of disappear into some of the random half sunken buildings. But the ones with the drag marks are heading off into the desert. They leave the outer city completely.
Now, would they correlate to what I had seen with the creatures, or?
You didn't see anything that made the big.
Okay, that's what I'm. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, it stands to reason that the slaves could have potentially dragged, some victims off, but you didn't see anything big. You also see 6. So let's see here. Mike, go ahead and roll me 1d12.
4.
4. Okay. And then go ahead and roll me 2d4.
3 and 4 is a 7.
So about, let's see here. Oh, pretty far away. Several hundred feet away, you see a group of 7 slaves in the collars, kind of all huddled around, talking in hushed tones to each other. What would you like to do?
Do our scouts up ahead, the boys, notice them? Or
yeah, they notice them and bring them back to you. They haven't noticed you. Larry and Daryl are very proud. Daryl, sorry, Daryl's dead. Darrell. Darrell looks to you and says, They're not covered in blood, so I don't think they're the Edie ones.
Are they chained together, or are they walking independently as a group?
They look like they've got broken chains.
Oh.
So what do you know of these Edie ones?
I lean back and yell back to the guys behind us, Regan and the rogues and the wizard and so forth.
Have you witnessed the joys of the Edie ones, as you call them? And I look at the child,
Oh well, yeah. I've lost 3 friends of them.
You've seen it?
I was hiding under a barrel. They were right in front.
Wasn't it glorious?
What? He looks to Regan and says, "He's not all right.
Don't worry about him. That's what the axe is for."
Can I watch that?
I turn to the party and I say, it looks like we have 7 escaped slaves. How much do you think they're worth?
Well, if they're escaped, they're clearly criminals. We must capture them.
I think we might be able to use this to leverage some favor with some of the nobles.
Okay.
All right. So, are they walking away from us or to us, or have they noticed us?
They're just kind of huddled off. They're there's maybe one building that's not as deeply sunk as the rest. It looks like they might be using it as maybe a hideout or a shelter.
All right, let's approach.
All right. You approach fairly openly. Bosman, you go ahead and take the lead. You're approaching. They get about 50 feet away, and they kind of stop talking, and they all kind of look at you.
Long sword drawn, shield up.
None of them have any sort of weapons at all. 2 of them kind of cower when they see you pull out the longsword.
Yeah, good, because they have fingernails and teeth, and I don't trust any of these things.
Okay, fair enough.
So we'll walk up to them and call out, "Hey, you slaves! What's shaking?
Hey, you guys!
Hey, you guys!
Oh, man. Okay. Gonna definitely have to clip "Hey, you slaves." By the way,
Hey, you slaves! Yeah,
I'm dead.
I needed a nap. All right, so we call them to come out, talk with us.
I'll shout. Come with us now, and we may be able to ensure your punishment will not be severe.
Morale check.
Hey guys.
Huh. Okay. They're not intimidated.
Well, now I'm offended. I find that offensive.
One of them calls back to you and says, "We're not worth anything anyway to anyone in town. We've been out here too long. They care not for us. They keep no track of us. We're just trying to survive."
Oh.
How many of you are there?
He looks past Bosamond to Nusgrain and says, "Can the night not count?"
I walk over to him and take the flat of my sword and wrap him upside the head.
All right.
Subdual damage.
Go ahead and roll me like a D3.
1.
He gets knocked unconscious. He just kind of falls.
Who else? How many of you are there? You.
Well,
How many of you are there total?
well, the one of them speaks up. "Well, is he dead?" And one of them runs up and kind of like checks his pulse, shakes his head. Oh, and there's 7.
All right,
They're
everybody.
of no
come
value to us dead.
Out. Everybody come out. Any of you
No,
need water
undead, maybe.
or food?
I mean, if you have food to share, we'll take it.
We'll throw them. I'll throw them a ration, one of my rations, and they can break it among themselves. Are any of them looking like they're parched and overly dehydrated? Anything like that?
There is an oasis fairly close outside of town.
Is it midnight at the oasis?
No, it is not. It's 9 a.m., much like it is here. Sorry. But they look on and they're like, "Well, we appreciate the food. Normally we scavenge on wild animals, and the wild dogs are particularly good. But this bread is nice. My companions and I, we were just discussing the happenings of the outer city."
So, I'm curious, if I might ask, the larger tracks. What sort of creatures or what manner of creatures left those?
Oh, we just call them the brutes. We don't. We try to stay away from them. They drag the unsuspecting, the ones that don't get torn limb from limb. They drag them off to the southeast. The beastmen have a camp out there. They try to recruit. You see, they're still intelligent. They can still speak. They tell tale of their god Cthulhu, who will allow them to take back the city of Xambaala from the town, or from the nobles that care not for us, and reclaim the town for our own and bring in a new golden era in the name of Cthulhu.
Fascinating. I'm scribbling notes here
That's fine.
and adding this, and a question mark here, Cthulhu.
Mike, well, I'm responding to some chat here. I'll to Newsgreen and Bosamund, I'll just say I have a feeling that a fight will break out if we try to bring him. Not that I'm too concerned about it, but
He nods. He says, I wouldn't bring them back into town, even though they claim no one owns them. Who knows if that's true? But these slaves aren't worth a great deal.
They're going to take more resources than they're worth. So all we can do really is get some information from them.
yes, I agree.
It's honestly not worth the coin it would cost to feed them.
Yeah. Let's just basically tell them we'll let them go, but we need to know where this mausoleum is. Maybe they can point us in the direction. They've obviously been out here for some time.
I pull out my notes too, and I show my sketch of the that I made of the creatures, and I said, "Tell me where can I find these?" I'm talking about the ones that look undead. Have you seen them?
Those are the brutes.
Those are the brutes.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
But that looks. Some of them are bigger than others.
Have you seen this?
Yes, the brutes.
Sorry.
Very brutal.
Very brutal.
There's so many jokes, and I'm just canning them and holding them off because you and your boy toy entourage, we're just leaving that all alone altogether, and it's for the best. It really is.
So, but they hear you mention the mausoleum, and they nod and kind of they draw you a rough map. It's about another hour, maybe 2 hours walk to the southwest, kind of through the outer city. It's actually right at the base of the ridge line that leads south to that tower that you heard about.
Oh, okay. Very good.
So, just so you're aware, but if you're going there, be careful.
Okay.
Some of the brutes have been seen around there.
Okay.
So Daggerback, I'm never going to get his name right. Daggerlack.
Darwin.
You were saying you wanted to capture one of these things, these brutes. Is this what you're looking for?
Yes. Preferably, ideally.
Did you bring the
alive
chubby funster manacles with you?
Yeah, I forgot. But yeah, I was just thinking that. Yeah,
we have rope. We have rope. I mean, we don't know how easy it'll be.
You know.
Or was it the Tim Shorts manacles? One of them had them.
Yes, we need some. Well, I have rope.
Yeah.
Silk rope.
It may have to do. Or you
Okay.
can charm him possibly, if that's one of your spells.
All right. So they
Wouldn't you
motion
like to know?
towards the mausoleum. It'd take about 2 more hours to get there. If you want to head there, I know we're getting close to time though for the night. Do we want to call it there for the evening and pick it up at the mausoleum on the way back? Do you need to go back into town real quick and buy some manacles?
Well, I mean, you know.
We got rope. I think that'll.
Negative.
Yeah,
I thought you
we'll
were
just-
leaving. That's hilarious.
I'd like to. I think it might be a good idea.
Somebody
To,
would be disappointed in us, but we'll just stick with what we got.
yeah, I think it'd be a good idea to take care of what we got to take care of before eventide.
Are manacles in the equipment list in this game?
Certainly. They,
If not, they are now.
if they're not in the book, they are now because it's a thing that would definitely exist on account of, I don't know, the 1,000 slaves in town.
What is
Right.
the thing they had in Planet of the Apes, the original one with the stick
Chubicles?
and they stuck around the neck of the character there when they were hauling the astronauts in?
Funsticles.
Those are good. Oh, Flint's still hanging around there. That's a good one, Flint.
Cool.
Funsticles.
Well, on with funsticles and chubicles,
Chubicle Funsticles.
How do you tell if your girlfriend's tickling?
that might be the name of one of the Lotus dens in town now.
Chubicle
There you go.
Funsticle.
Chubbicle Funsticle.
Oh, Lord.
All right, so we're gonna call it there, Dan.
Yeah, I think that's a good break point because
That'll be
It's gonna be
good.
it. Nobody even died, and he wasn't here. Oh well.
you each get 600 XP for the treasure that you found between the gold coins and most notably the Ring of Protection +1. So if you have an experience bonus, make sure you throw that on your sheet. But yeah, we will pick it back up next week and be heading towards the mausoleum, which has some goodies in it and some baddies in it. Spoiler alert.
Very good. A lot of people in the chat were saying, Dan, paying you compliments, saying that you were really smooth on this and how well you were running it. And yeah, I share their.
Dan is a smooth operator.
Well, thank you.
He's
I
a
was
smooth operator.
not paying any attention to chat at all. I'm sorry.
No, I know you were running the
No.
game, but yeah,
We
That's
are.
actually a good thing.
yeah, good.
Just
good-
focus on
good DM.
DMing, dude.
So, but yeah, welcome to Hyperborea. I love it. It's great. It's my favorite system plus world. and hopefully we can have some fun over the next few weeks, and maybe some of you will get eaten.
I'm actually digging what making the character and seeing some of the rules and particulars.
Mhm.
I'm kind of digging it myself.
Yeah.
So looking forward to.
I'm playing
seeing how
something
this
totally
goes.
different from anything I you know. So I'm trying to roll with the character that you gave me.
Hey, that's what you get for having me generate it for you. And I
No.
didn't give him the personality of the morbid curiosity, erudite, well-to-do observer of people getting eaten. That was all you, bud.
Yeah, when you're whining.
Guilty.
So
Well, good. I hope everybody had a good time. We'll be back next Monday night, and Cam will be joining us, so we'll have a little bit more muscle with us. What is he? Well, I guess we don't need to worry about what he's playing. We'll get introduced to him next week.
yeah, you'll get introduced to him next week, maybe right outside the mausoleum. So
Yeah. Hey, what fancy meeting you here.
Hey, Cam, you're a brute. There you go.
there's rumors that there's treasure to be held in the mausoleum, so go do some.
There's also all sorts of unwashed masses that are just showing up.
Yeah, so everyone in the chat, hey, thanks so much. Y'all were really active. That was a lot of fun kind of watching you guys. I have to admit, I kind of got lost with what Dan was saying more than twice. I was like, oh shit, where are they? I gotta pay attention. I'm watching the chat too much. But yeah, please like and subscribe to all the channels here.
Definitely.
And follow everybody involved. We do this every Monday night. So we'll be back next Monday night, 7:00 with more Hyperborea.
Also, Owen, if you happen to be in chat and I didn't see any of your messages, I hope you had fun. That's my nephew.
Owen.
So,
Owen.
because 13-year-old boy hearing about cannibal slaves.
And check out my interview yesterday. Dan was with me. We
I did. I got to talk to Luke Gygax and
yes, we did.
few people, and it was super cool. And I
had
was
Luke and Alphinius Goo and Camera Mandy from the Gooey Cube.
Yeah, it was really cool.
They were
tuned
awesome.
in for a little bit. You had a big group there, and I saw some of it and had other stuff going, but I got to go back and watch the rest of it now. So
yeah.
I did cheat and ask Dan. He said, "Yeah, it's good. Watch the rest of it."
Yeah, it was fun.
Cool. All right. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next week.
All right.
All right.
Yeah.